Welcome to JK Games, the game podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge.
This is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge.
Yeah.
Your gaming knowledge.
Welcome to episode 130 of JK Games Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kayla. I almost said I'm one of your hosts, Jerica.
We can swap tonight. That's fine.
But
I'll try to be you.
That was my impression of me.
I thought you were gonna do me. I was like, "That's me,"
That is
basically. Because I don't think you wear glasses.
I don't.
Do you wear glasses?
No.
Okay. I was like, when did you start wearing spectacles?
It's a new thing. It's a fad, you know. But it's been a while, y'all. We our last episode, which I'll also upload it onto our podcast, but we recently did a collab with Still Loading Podcast, which is one of our friends in the podcasting world. So you should go follow him on his stuff. We did you only thought that we were done with Last of Us content. You were wrong.
Never.
You were very wrong. But we did like a in-depth spoiler cast into The Last of Us Part 2. We do put up like a spoiler wall, so like we don't give spoilers until like we say so. So if you want to listen, if you haven't played it, you can listen. But we do get heavy into spoiler territory on his channel. It was really fun. But yeah, I think his ats are just at Still Loading Pod, I believe, on all of the things. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive in today. Just do some catch up.
I'm Jerica. I'm the other host.
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm not Kayla.
Who are you?
That's Kayla. That's her.
Hi. You can see. Well, if you're not watching live, you can't see. But Jerica, how have you been? What you been up to?
You know, just trying to play a few games here and there, and amongst other things I have to do as an adult.
Of course.
Which is sort of hard right now. But I am able to confirm that finally, after months, I feel like this came out months ago, that me and my girlfriend have finished The Quarry.
Yeah.
Finally finished that.
That's exciting. I can't wait to hear about it. I haven't heard anything from you about it yet.
I'll definitely dive in here in a second when we get into what we've been playing.
Yeah.
So, you know, been trying to play a few games so I could talk about them on this show that we do every week or so.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah, I've been what's fun is me and Jerica sometimes we will hold our not opinions, but like hold our thoughts until the podcast, so you're getting like live reactions from each other. Which I have some to talk about too, and I'm excited to hear Jerica's thoughts on The Quarry because I have not started that yet. But let's do a little bit of housekeeping while we are here, and then we can get into the fun stuff, the nitty gritty, because we do actually have an expert mode this week, which is kind of based off of a last minute decision because Jerica had played a tiny bit, I think, of the Resident Evil DLC, which I was trying to, and I think we'll get into that later, and that's kind of like what sparked me really thinking, like, what does that mean? You know, like, especially if it's paid DLC. But we'll get into it a little bit later. But basically that came out a couple days ago. Also, happy late Halloween for those who celebrate Halloween. That was a fun holiday. I love Halloween. I didn't do too much this year, but it was fun. Jerica was a hot dog on one of our streams. Always the hot dog.
Yep.
I love that post that you put on Instagram where you
oh yeah,
the meme.
I fell into the meme gang.
Yes.
The meme fad of the season with the Spirit Halloween costume.
So
yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check out our Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it's there, or mine. One of those places.
I think I put it on ours too.
So, there you go. Yeah, it's places. You can find it if you look hard enough.
Which, speaking of, if you don't already follow us on Instagram and Twitter, well, what are you doing? You should. Come on now.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what the heck? But this is just where we're going to go over a couple things. So our little loadout. Do. That was me. Oh, gosh, I thought I was about to fall over.
Oh, don't do that.
That's how excited I am. But our Instagram and Twitter and our Twitch, which is where we're live now, we do live episodes when we record and then put them up on podcast platforms and on YouTube after the fact. And you can find us at JK Games Podcast. I've heard through the grapevine that YouTube is about to actually get easier to search people because they're coming like out with handles. So like actual Instagram and Twitter. I haven't done that for ours yet because I don't know how. but we'll figure it out eventually. And it'll hopefully no one's taking JK Games podcast. I don't think so though. But
I hope so.
I don't think so.
Well, it's sort of common. You never know. We might want to do that.
I'll do that soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely go follow us there because you'll see like when we post it, we're going live. We do like a question of the week sometimes, which I have a couple of listener answers today when we go into our expert mode. But yeah, definitely follow us there. And don't forget to leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. You can also shoot us an email at jkgamespodcast@gmail.com if you want to collab, if you want to send us, some MeUndies,
I always need an extra pair.
Yeah.
So
you need to, send us a little meme,
I love a good old fashioned meme. And also you probably want to follow us anyways, just because we do have more content that we will be announcing very soon, and that surrounds The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share what we've got planned. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm waiting to have some things done before we share it.
Yeah, we've hinted at it a little bit, but we haven't like fully announced it. So just keep an eye on the socials. And Jerica's got some exciting things planned. So, and it'll be from both of us. So, alrighty.
It'll probably take up most of our time if you want to know how big of a deal it is.
Yeah,
more so than this show, which hopefully we can commit to, and we're gonna make it happen.
Oh yeah. Definitely be on the lookout. So if you're a fan, and even if you're not a fan, I have high hopes that people who have not played the game or don't care about video games are going to still love what's coming for this.
Yes.
So,
Alrighty.
Well, that's basically it for our housekeeping. Can't think of anything else. Make sure you check out our episode collab that we did with Still Loading. I have it like reshared on all of our socials if you want to go check it there. And then I'll have it on our podcast as well coming up soon. But let's go ahead and jump right into our easy mode. If this is your first time, easy mode, we talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing, what we've been watching. I need to hear Jerica's thoughts on the House of the Dragons finale.
Yes.
And then our normal mode, we go over some news. We have a couple of Kojima things. We can't not have Kojima in our news. Got to. In the chat, Super Cooper said, play it. Yes, you should play it. You should play The Last of Us, but if you're not a good video game person, that's fine. Hey, this podcast is for everyone. So normal mode, go over some news things, and then our expert mode, we're going to talk about DLC, downloadable content. Is that what it is? I don't even know if that's the acronym.
Yeah,
that's right?
I mean, yeah, that's yeah.
We're going to talk about that. I have some questions for Jerica, and just some overall audience questions that I have for you guys about like what makes it worth it for you. Like, what do you want out of DLC in certain games? I'm curious to know what you guys think, and I'll share my thoughts as well. So that's our expert mode. But yeah, Jerica, you've already given us a little sneak peek, but what have you been playing lately in our easy mode?
So I recently just finished the Quarry, which is one of those super massive game developer that puts out those horror games, scary little action, what's the word? Like quick time event video games. Until Dawn was the first game they put out, which is a very campy, scary movie-esque game where you can control multiple people, different characters, and try not to get them murdered, usually. And if you're not quick to react to different scenes, like you're playing out a scary movie, essentially, in the shoes of different characters. And I love those games. Until Dawn was amazing.
Yes.
If you haven't played it, you definitely should. It's still one of my favorite games the first game they've ever put out, and still one of my favorites. They have the Dark Pictures anthology as well, which is a similar style, but they're just smaller games, not as long. But the Quarry was the next big, like, this game, literally, I'm not kidding. I think it took me and Audrey like 20 hours to play it.
Oh, wow.
To finish it. Yeah, it was long. That's why it took so long.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how long it was going to be. I'll put up like a little trailer so you can see like gameplay while I talk about it. But once again, you got this cast of kids characters. They get stranded. Well, they're not stranded, but they go to like a camp, and some creepy things start happening. They're supposed to leave the camp, but they obviously don't. and you are basically trying to survive this terror that is, I won't say like attacking them, but there's some things creeping around. And I've been playing like couch co-op, so essentially you and like a group of friends could play this mode where you pick some characters, and then every time your character is on screen and it's their turn to interact and play with, like, you hand the controller to whoever picked that character. So me and Audrey went through and I picked all the derpiest looking characters. That's who I wanted to play. The ones that weren't gonna make it. I was like, I'll play those. But yeah, we just passed the controller around every time we got to a certain section and helped each other make decisions. And I will say, like, the quick time events are very challenging. Well, I wouldn't say challenging. You gotta be quick. With Until Dawn. Until Dawn, it takes some finesse and be able to click X or tap X whenever a scene happens where your character needs to dodge a bullet or dodge a claw from a monster. But with this game, it's literally like up or down. It's very easy. So I thought that was really cool that it's not as complicated as some of the past games I played that are like this. You don't need to memorize where all the buttons are and really think about it too hard.
That's good.
But yeah. But overall impressions, we finished it. Of course, there's so many different outcomes. We had some deaths near the end that were sort of like, come on, I can't believe that's what it was. I don't believe that situation caused this character to die. And that was a little bit disappointing, because I was hoping there would be more, I don't know, like you want a couple of characters to like wrap up with each other and like wonder what happens when they get back together, like friends. And then also some characters, obviously have the hots for each other. So like,
always.
you didn't really get some of that at the end. It sort of just abruptly ended. And that was my biggest takeaway, is like, it had such a pretty decent build up, and the ending to me was sort of a letdown. Now, granted, there's a lot of different ways this could end. So maybe there's better endings out there, but me and Audrey finished it. I've already forgotten about it. No offense, Corey. It was good. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
I still enjoy and think about Until Dawn, and I feel like I enjoyed that more. So
got it. That makes sense, because I do feel like, this is a very specific type of game that's supposed to like give a specific type of like feeling, I feel like. And so I can see how it could be a little bit more forgettable. But I've heard good things. I think it rated well. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
But it's weird.
I liked Until Dawn more.
I think it came out in June, which is kind of strange, because you would think something like this would come out like closer to like the fall and winter season. So yeah. But yeah, I'm glad
it's definitely something you should play with somebody. Like it was enjoyable. Me and Audrey had fun together playing it. The game itself, the story wasn't as fun. But we did have fun poking fun at each other and
that's
hoping
good.
Each other doesn't die, or like haha, making fun of each other when we do like suck at something. So
now is it is it online co-op option, or is it just couch co-op?
I think it launched that wasn't a thing, but I think it might be now. Okay. So
I could see how that would be fun too.
It was delayed. I remember I was like, you could only play couch co-op.
Oh, that's right, because we were talking about maybe playing it together and we couldn't. That's right.
Yeah.
What else you been playing then? You finished a game? What else you got under your belt?
And then, leading into our conversation, we got on this DLC topic. I have started Resident Evil Village, the DLC with Rose, the daughter of Ethan Winters.
Ethan Winters.
So if you haven't beaten Resident Evil Village, don't worry, I won't give any spoilers. Well, that was sort of a spoiler. If you've seen the trailer for the DLC, you're like, the baby ends up surviving. She grows up, and guess what? There's DLC, and you get to be her.
Yeah.
But it's still a big mystery, and I just sort of hopped back into it at a whim. Me and Kayla texted me earlier, was like, I didn't realize you have to have the whole game downloaded. That sort of took me by surprise too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just assume it's a standalone thing, but it wasn't. Like, it's part of that game.
Yeah. I'll have to elaborate more on this later, but like, I do wish that I didn't have to re-download the whole game. Like, I wish it would have let me just download like partial, like just the...
Yeah.
Because I've already beat it, so I don't really want to re-download the whole thing, but anyways. But
Yeah.
how much have you played so far?
I've probably played like about an hour. I'm about
Okay.
an hour or so in. I didn't play too much the other night. I definitely want to get back to it because I love Resident Evil.
Me too, yeah.
I love Biohazard Village. This whole story arc's been really entertaining to me. It's a little out there. This DLC definitely is. I don't have any answers. I don't know what's going on, which is fun.
Yeah.
Like you see all this the writing on the wall, like something is talking to Rose. You're teleported. Like I won't explain why, but you are basically living out a dream sequence, sort of, maybe, not really. And you're back at the castle from Tall Vampire Lady in Village, her castle. So you're just walking around and trying to avoid these I say little, they're pretty large critters running around trying to bite your head off.
Yeah.
And yeah, but so far it's more Resident Evil in a way that, it's third person, which is cool. Because the village and
cool.
Biohazard is first person. So you don't really see the character. So now it's like over the shoulder, I would say not old school Resident Evil, but go back to the days of the previous entries where it was over the shoulder, third person. So that's sort of fun to bring that back and get used to that. You could also play Village third person now too with Ethan Winters. So,
okay, I didn't know that.
That was an update. To
I looked
the
it up.
DLC.
I looked it up, and it says there's about 4 hours of additional content.
Heck yeah.
With this, so that's exciting. I'm excited. I just got to watch one of our friends of the show, Katie. I got to watch her play it for the first time. She was streaming it on her channel, and I really like watching people play this game.
It's so entertaining. It's such a good game.
Me and Jerica,
I enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah, me and Jerica. This was kind of at the beginning when we first started streaming. I played it, and Jerica was like playing it with me and like watching me, and we have that on YouTube. You should go watch it if you want a good laugh. It's pretty funny. But I'm glad to hear that you like it. I'll ask you some more questions in our expert mode about it. But do you want to talk about, didn't you have some Destiny things to talk about? Some little bit disappointments? Oh,
it's not too bad now. Right out the gate, the Halloween event started 2 weeks ago now. And there was just some glitches and bugs happening with collecting these spectral pages and turning them into some other type of page to give to Ava Levante, which she's still talking about Carlos and Maria. Please, Bungie, hear me out. I know there's only like 3 people watching. Maybe this will get on YouTube and people will hear. I'll tweet about it. I should tweet about it. I really wish, of all the content that's added to Destiny, I wish they would update what all the NPCs talk about in the tower. Literally hear the same conversations all the time. They're memorized. Like, I could just hear them and just say what they're going to say. And Ava comes around whenever there's an event, because she's like the NPC where you get the quest from for the event. And she's always talking about Carlos and Maria. And then she talks about, are you getting taller or am I getting older? Like, it's stuff like that. Or like, oh, you're getting so strong. Like, it's a lot of weird stuff that she's said since Destiny's come out.
Maybe it's Easter eggs.
So
for future things.
No, it's not. They have not updated the tower dialogue since the game came out. Like, it's been a long time. It's been out for maybe like 4 or 5 years right now. I feel like, and it's literally, imagine listening to the same character. I'm getting on a soapbox here. I'm so sorry, but listen to the same character say the same things for 5 years. Okay, in the area where everyone gathers. So it's just annoying. I wish they'd fix that. I wish they'd add dialogue, make it a little bit more
like realistic,
immersive in the community space. So that's where all the other people are at. Picking up quests and doing stuff, and it's just annoying. I'll get off that soapbox, but yeah, the seasonal event, the Halloween event, super cool stuff to get during the event, but it's just the missions and the completions were bugged. They're fixed now, and I've hopped back in and started playing. I don't know. It's just sort of like it's copy paste again, so it's the same seasonal event from last year.
Gotcha.
So
I could see.
Yeah. I was hoping it would be something new, but I get it. I get it. They're working on Lightfall. The next expansion comes out in February, believe it or not.
Ooh.
The next Destiny expansion comes out in February, Kayla.
Wow.
That is insane. It feels like we just got the Witch Queen.
It does. So, we were just talking about Sabathun not that long ago.
And
her worms.
Yep, her worms, which, I don't know what Sabathun, is she alive or dead? We don't know. She's alive, but we don't know what happened to her. But it's cool because the next expansion is happening soon. I just can't believe it. I can't wait.
Excited. Really quick before we move into a couple of things that I've played. Okay, House of the Dragon. I know you've been watching it. Yeah. We haven't talked about it on here. I'm gonna ask Jerica's reaction to the last episode. So if you haven't seen the last episode, it's been a couple weeks now. Then maybe skip forward a little bit, or if you're watching live, just
I've told Kayla to ask me about this on the stream because I want to see her reaction because I'm such a little old lady when it comes to this situation.
Please tell me your thoughts.
All right. So by the way, I'm like 40 minutes into this episode thinking, all right, here's the deal. I was like, wow, it is, and I don't know any of their names, Kayla. The queen, the girl that wants to be queen. Thank you, Rhaenyra. I'm like, dang, she's had a baby this episode. She's sending all her sons to go places. She's got things to do. And I'm like, in this whole episode, she's supposed to get back to the castle and take over, right? And like get her throne back all in this one episode. I'm thinking all of that's supposed to happen in this episode the whole time, Kayla.
Oh, no.
And there's like 20 minutes left. I'm like, man, I don't know if they're going to do that. How are they going to squeeze this in? This is going to have a shitty ending. And then I'm just dumb. I just didn't assume. I thought it was like a one and done season. I thought they were, I was like, I looked it up and at the end I was like, oh, this is going to be multiple seasons. But I was like, I just thought it was one season. Watching this, I'm like, cool, this is going to be and which I'm excited for. I was excited for. I was like, cool, one and done. I don't have to be waiting 2 years to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But I got so worried. I was like, man, I don't know how they're going to squeeze in her getting back and killing the kid and taking the throne back. They got 20 minutes left. This dragon just did this thing, just ate this thing. And I'm like, okay, there's a lot to digest here. No pun intended. Yeah, I thought it was one and done this season. But no, there's going to be multiple seasons, just like what they did the original Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, so
Are there books for this too?
Yes.
Are they working on books?
Yes, so there is a book for this. It's interesting. I have not read this one. This one's thick, which honestly a lot of the Game of Thrones books are. I have seen Game of Thrones. I have read the first 2 books of Game of Thrones. I've not read all of them. This book is Fire and Blood, and it is like separate. It is a prequel, but it's written like a history book. And it's written from like an unreliable narrator. So it's like this guy who just is like writing the Targaryen history, like this random dude, basically. And so it's interesting because I don't know what happens in the book, but people are speculating that like they might not use exactly what happened in the book because it's like a random person's interpretation. So they could like change some stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. I thought it was really good. I thought everything looked awesome. Good. Like, yeah, I can't believe you were like, dang, she's got 20 minutes left.
I was like, she's got 20 minutes to go get her queendom back. I don't know. I'm like, and she's already had a rough morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, she's just like popping things out. Not even time to dissect what happened.
Yeah.
Digest what happened.
That was rough.
Not dissect. You don't want to dissect anything. But yeah, it was pretty rough. Like that lady needs a nap.
She needs some therapy.
She's keeping her cool until the very end. She's mad.
See, I really hope, and this is my only critique of the show, is like I think it's cool and necessary as to why they are doing so many time jumps. But I don't know. I feel like they're skipping some stuff that might be like important.
Oh, probably so, but I think I'm a sucker for time jumps.
Really?
I love that. I think it's great. I would love a show of 10 years, like by the end of the season, Rhaenyra is at 90, just like her dad.
Oh my God. Crusty, dusty.
And she's like on her dragon still. Granny's back. She's ready to be a queen. I don't know. Like, I'm down for that.
That's awesome.
I liked it. I so far, like, comparing this, I'm not comparing it to Game of Thrones, the original series, but this is a whole new story that I'm just as interested in.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would be interested in.
And
I did not think I was going to like this show.
Yeah.
Because I did not care about Game of Thrones.
Oh, I love Game of Thrones. I love it. It was fine. Love.
The last season just really did it for me. I was like, this is...
Oh, yeah.
Meh.
That was bad.
And after that, I was like, if they do anything else, I don't care about it. But this made me care about it again.
I think a lot of people felt that way, and it has brought a lot of people around. Cool. All right. And then also, I also saw Black Adam, and I really liked Black Adam. You did not see it, I don't think, right? It's really good.
Nah, I'll see it at some point.
It's going to be on streaming services at some point. But to go ahead and wrap out our easy mode really quick, I have a couple of first impressions and one continuation. I have not finished any games, unfortunately, but I have been continuing to play Cult of the Lamb, and it is hard. It's difficult.
It is hard.
And but it's the kind of difficult that is fun. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just like, dang, I died again. But I think it's rewarding because you still get stuff if you die. And Cult of the Lamb is kind of like, it's a dungeon crawler mixed with like a simulator type game, and you run a cult. And it's very in-depth. It's very detailed. You like construct these like crazy things. You get to like design your space. But then you also get to like go dungeon crawl, basically, where you're trying to beat these like 4 main bosses. And I can't get past the second boss, Jerica. I'm stuck. And I'm trying
to get... It's a hard game.
I'm trying to get better. But you can't really like level up your character like to make them stronger. You kind of just have to like learn how to use the like tools that you're given.
You'll start getting some perks when you start finding these little pieces of things. I forgot what it's called. But you get different cloaks that give you like different abilities before you start your run. And I know one of them, like, it gives you all up front. You get all your special cards instead of having to find the guy
like the tarot card guy.
Yeah, you get all those up front, which is pretty nice to have. I always played with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the white cape.
Get
a different piece of clothing that gives you those abilities, and then later you can summon demons, like turn your villagers into demons, and they can help you. It's pretty great.
But it's really fun. I've really enjoyed it.
It's fun. Keep it up. You'll get it.
And I'm having a fun time, even though I'm not getting farther. And maybe I'm just trying to be too ambitious and not need to slow down a little bit. But
slow down. Grow your cult.
Grow my cult, girl.
Make them happy.
You
better grow it because they die really quickly. Okay.
They do. I just some of them are getting old, and one of them was trying to like overthrow me, and it's crazy. And they have like relationships with each other. We've talked about it before, but it's not on my backlog.
My sheep married like 3 of their followers, and then one of them got mad and then started revolting. I had to put him in jail.
Nice.
So
okay, and then the next thing I've been playing, which I've been streaming a lot of Overwatch 2. I think Jerica had some footage from the Halloween event, I think. Or did you?
Yes.
So what I'm going to talk about now is, I've been playing the just like unranked like multiplayer Overwatch 2, just like the normal matches with some of our friends. And we've been streaming that, and that's been a really good time. I really love it. I used to be heavily addicted to Overwatch, the first one, like heavily addicted. I finally got all of my stats merged over, and I've played so many hours combined of this game. But all that to say, they usually do a lot of cool stuff for Halloween, and I am disappointed because normally they took away loot boxes. So in Overwatch 1, you would randomly get loot boxes, like very similar concept to other like first-person shooter games or like looter shooter games, where you just get them throughout time. And they would like randomly have really cool skins in them. And so that during Halloween, they would spawn like random Halloween things. But since they're not doing that this year, the seasonal items that it shows, like you can only get them if you buy them. And that's sad because normally like it used to be that they would just randomly spawn for you and you would have a chance of getting them without purchasing them. But you don't have that, unfortunately, this time. But there is what we're looking at here is there's also a co-op mission that's like the Bride of Junkenstein, I think is what it's called. And it is hard. It is very difficult. So me, our friend of the show, Brian, and my husband, Hunter, were trying to play it last night, and we streamed it. And it is wild. It is fun, though. If it gives any insight as to what the story mode is going to be like in Overwatch, because that is something that they're bringing eventually. I don't think they have a date yet. It's gonna be challenging, but it's fun. And I don't know why I didn't expect. I expected it to be more of like a story walkthrough of like, ooh, creepy. But it's really well done. If you want to watch our stream, I'll probably put it on YouTube later too. But it has a full story. You've got 4 characters or 5 characters. You play with 4 people. And you can do like random pairings, or you can play with 4 friends. And you are walking through this like story where you're trying to defeat all of these different bosses. And it's like characters from the game. Like Moria is one that you play against. And she's like super like strong. But it's enjoyable. So there's like different tiers. You can play it just a story mode and like just breeze through it. But we've been trying to play on the one above it. So not even like, there's like a legendary edition, which is like, I don't even know how people accomplish that, because we're just trying to play on hard, which is like the step above. And you only get 3 chances to, like, if you die, and you guys will just have to watch it to see, because it's really difficult. But fun. You should, I think it's going on until November. It's like a week or so into November. So you still have time to play it, and it's free. It's a free update.
It's like Destiny. Destiny's seasonal event goes until like November 7th, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because some people, they don't have time to take care of it during Halloween, but really fun. And then another game I'm super excited to talk about is Coral Island. And it finally released in its alpha stage, so it's not fully released. And this is by Stairway Games. That's the right name, right? They're an indie developer from Indonesia. And I always really like talking about indie games and indie developers. And they have a couple other games, but this is their first.
Your mic is going out again, just a warning.
No.
It's fine. It's just going in and out again. We got to figure that out.
Yeah,
Kayla.
we really do.
I always forget about it.
It always seems to happen the further we get into the episode, too.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Should I try to unplug it really quick? Or no? Is that going to mess stuff up? I'll wait a little bit so you can stall for me in a second. I'll finish talking about this.
Okay, cool.
But basically, Coral Island is a farming sim game. But what's unique about it is that it is very diverse. There is a super diverse cast of characters. There's tons of different romance options. There is a lot of different story beats, and they really focus on like conservation. And so you're on this island and you're trying to like help the population of the animals. There's a ton of different people you can interact with. There's a ton of different shops. It's like Stardew Valley on like steroids. It is so much fun. It is on PC Game Pass right now, so you can download it for free. It is also on Steam if you want to support the indie developer. I think it's like $12, I believe. I was a part, like, I've been following them since this was a Kickstarter campaign that they did. And so I've been following them since the beginning, and I finally have gotten to play it. So it's still an alpha. So it's not fully released. There's some things that aren't available, but you can like see them, but you can't really interact with them yet. But I'm having a really good time. There's so much to it. I haven't even like scratched the surface of all the things you can do, but I have played a couple hours of it, and it's really fun. And you should check them out. They are really funny on their Twitter too. You should look at them on Twitter. They have the art is beautiful. The characters are super cute. And there's like, there's somewhat of a story going on. Like you're returning to the island and you don't remember being there before, but they remember you being there. And so there's something going on there. But the story is not like the main focus. It's mainly like, oh, there's so much to do in this place. But yeah.
I could tell there's a lot going on. So I saw this like mermaid lady in a fountain, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But it's not like super overwhelming because the map is very detailed, and like you can choose to like focus on this area or focus on this area. But yeah, there's a lot happening.
Okay.
That's really all I think I've been playing lately. A lot of my time in my like zoning out game has been Overwatch. I kind of have put Fortnite on the back burner, surprisingly. I was playing Fortnite a lot. But alrighty, I think that's all for our easy mode. Jerica, you have a couple of things in our news, our normal mode.
Oh no.
Jerica?
I wonder what's causing your mic to go out, because as soon as you started talking, then it goes.
That's so weird. I think while you talk about some new stuff, I'm going to try to like mess around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure something out. Take us away.
Oh, well, I'll dive into this weird Kojima stuff that's happening, because
we don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I just know he's teasing more things. And I just, I didn't realize today, I saw like a tweet like, oh, Kojima's teasing another actress in his game or whatever he's working on. And I was like, what? So someone else has been added to the roster. We got Elle Fanning, but now we have, I actually got this pulled up here so I can show everybody. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. Kojima, started teasing a few months ago, this new thing. We have Elle Fanning. She's in this thing. Is it a game? I don't know. It might be a movie. Audrey had a good point. What if it's a TV show or a movie? Because he really likes that. And I'm like, nah, it's got to be a game. It's got to be a game. Everyone thinks it's Death Stranding 2. But I'm like, well, there's a lot of new actresses. And then he's got this symbol here. And he's tweeting from where to how. And it's this symbol. And I don't know what it means. And does it really remind me of Death Stranding? But it could.
Somebody in the chat, party invite show said Kojima be teasing. Yeah, you do.
He's teasing more than ever, which makes me so excited for the Game Awards, because we hopefully will get something there.
How do I sound? Do I sound better?
Oh yeah, you sound fine.
Okay,
the question will be, does your mic cut out? We'll find out.
Yeah, that's true.
On this episode at some point, I'm sure. But the other thing that, has me scratching my head is like, there's another person in this game, and you might recognize her. Do you recognize this lady? Oh yeah, I forget.
It's delayed for me.
You can't see.
Oh,
she was in Deadpool.
Yeah, I do recognize her. It's been a while. It's been a long time.
So Deadpool 2 actress, I'm probably gonna butcher her name, and I'm so sorry. Shiori Katsuna joins the cast of Hideo Kojima's upcoming project.
Dang.
We don't know upcoming project. Is it Death Stranding? You can find this on their website. There she is. And it's like, where am I? How come? Just a lot of questions Kojima's asking us. I don't like it. Quit asking me these questions. Just tell me. He's
asking all them questions.
So now it's like, how come? Where am I? And then with both posters with Elle Fanning and this lady, you see the strands, like in the art, like
you
little
do,
strands.
yeah.
So is it Death Stranding? Maybe. I don't know. So this is a new little teaser. They're coming. He's been dropping a lot in the last few months. The significance is not too much. It's these pictures and questions. I'm sure there's going to be more questions that he will ask us, and then he's going to show us stuff, and we're going to ask questions. It's all part of being a Kojima fan. But I am really excited to see what it is. Is it Death Stranding 2 or is it a brand new game? I know he got announced at, I think it was the Summer Game Awards, where he is working on a project for Microsoft. Like that will be...
yeah. I do remember that.
For their cloud streaming situation. It's some kind of special project that he's working on with Microsoft. So I've been interested to see like what that game is. But I feel this game is definitely his next big thing. I don't know if it's a Microsoft or Xbox game or not. But one thing just to add fuel to this fire, a few days ago, Jeff Keighley tweeted, "The things I've seen." And if you didn't know, Jeff Keighley is the host and, basically showrunner, organizer of the Game Awards. And it's very exciting. He's just, the things I've seen, ... So I don't know what he's seen. But him and Kojima are really good friends. And I definitely see with all the stuff Kojima's been sharing lately, it's definitely very profitable. One of those words, that get a glimpse of what it is at the Game Awards.
Ooh, I think so too, especially because how much it's been teased, you know?
Yeah.
Like, surely it will be.
Oh, God.
But
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I love Death Stranding. It wasn't for everyone. It wasn't really... I expected a few things. Some of the things never got there, but I still had a great time with Death Stranding, and I can't wait to see what that could turn into. So if it's Death Stranding 2, I will not be disappointed. That's exciting too.
Didn't they just released the director's cut this year of the first one, right?
I can't remember if that was this year or I think it was last year, actually. Yeah.
Close. All right. Well, I'm excited too, even though I know I've disappointed you as a friend and co-host by not finishing Death Stranding. I will eventually pick it back up. It's on my backlog. But it didn't capture me. One
of my close friends, Laura, she actually started playing, and it was funny because she's had it downloaded for a while. She's like got it on sale when it was on Steam or whatever, which is great that I love that PlayStation games are coming to PC. I think it's awesome because like more people get to play them, including my friend Laura. She don't have a PlayStation, so she's played Death Stranding on her PC. Or actually, I ended up, by the way, I didn't tell you, I sold my Steam Deck. I just wasn't using enough. I sold it to Laura because she's going to use it so much more than I am.
Yeah.
She played Horizon, the first Horizon, on it completely on the Steam Deck and had such a good time with it. I'm like, great. So I sold it to her. But she's also started Death Stranding, played it on the Steam Deck, and just listening to her reactions to things is hilarious.
We should have her on again.
Yeah, I definitely want her to play some. I gotta have her on soon, but just hear her talk about Death Stranding is one of the most entertaining things. It's a weird game anyway, so just hearing Laura talk about it is awesome. She's like, there's a baby here and there's a lady eating some worms.
Yeah.
You know, just walking around.
I got that far.
Yep.
Party invite show in the chat said I recently sold my Switch to a friend who will get way more use out of it. PC Squad. Totally understand. I love my Switch, but I don't use handheld as much as I do.
That was the problem. Like, I don't. Like, I feel like if I commuted more and actually traveled more, I would use it more. But, like, when I'm home, I'm like, man, that was one of those buys that was just
impulse
because
buys.
Everyone else was buying it, and I was like, I gotta have this too. But I just wasn't.
You tried it.
I did. I liked it. It was cool. I'm like, man, if I played games on the go more, it'd be perfect. But yeah.
Which another thing that was in the news fairly recently, we haven't recorded in a little while, but the Silent Hill 2 remake got announced. Jerica, what do you think about that?
I forgot that obviously with all the Kojima stuff, everyone's like, is it going to be Kojima related? Because, you know, he had Silent Hill PT, the playable teaser.
Yeah.
He was working on the Silent Hill games for that whole Konami drama went down and he exited Konami. So, I mean, that's the goal would be him to make a Silent Hill game. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen for reals, just because it's a Konami thing, unfortunately not a Kojima thing. So,
yeah,
but it is exciting to see Konami. I think one of our friends, Cody, said it best, like just making games again is exciting.
Yeah.
And not just like stupid mobile things. But it, you know, I'm so thankful they're making Kotrami. I don't know if I said that right. I tried. I don't even know right. Like, what was I saying? I lost track of what I was saying.
Oh, actually, Konami actually making games and
Silent Hill. Silent Hill, like literally, I played the teaser for whatever Kojima's working on. It was a work of art. It's like one of the best, hands down, one of the best like scary experiences. That is super short and sweet, and just a teaser. And I had so much fun with it. I've played some Silent Hill games in the past, but I've never actually enjoyed them because I was too young to really enjoy them and not be afraid of them. So the fact they're remaking one of this very most popular Silent Hill games, I've come to read about. I don't know. I'm not. I like Kojima and his Silent Hill, but I'm not like a Silent Hill like guru. But it seems like a lot of people have wanted this game to be remade for a long time, and it looks really good. And I can't wait to finally say I've played Silent Hill 2 because I've never played it.
Yeah, neither have I. And I all of our friends said that I would really like it. And it's considered like a staple, like classic horror game in the community. So I definitely want to try it. And what better way to try it when it gets remade, you know? So I'm excited for it. I don't think we got a date. Did we get a date?
I can't remember.
Let's see.
I do know they have 2 other like projects in the works. They're working with Annapurna to develop something. Silent Hill.
Are they doing Dead Space or is that somebody else?
That's somebody else, yeah.
That's somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
No date as of right now. But it is being made with Unreal Engine 5.
Cool. There's just a lot of great, scary survival games coming out, and I cannot wait. Callisto Protocol, first one on my list so far, comes out in December. Then we got the Dead Space remake. Hopefully this Silent Hill 2 comes out at the same time. That'd be awesome. And then I keep forgetting about Resident Evil 4 remake. So holy shit,
that got announced fairly recently too.
So much coming, and I can't wait. I have played Silent Hill 4, so not Silent Hill 4. Now I'm getting them confused. Resident Evil 4. But it's been since my GameCube days, so I can't not wait to play that too. Yeah, it's an old one.
Y'all know I love the GameCube.
Yeah,
I love that GameCube.
A good game. Anywho.
Definitely going to play that too, because I also have been wanting to play it because of you saying stuff about it and some of our other friends. So cool. Lots of horror stuff coming.
It's great.
I'm excited.
I don't think I've ever witnessed this many of this type of game like coming out at once. It's usually one a year maybe. So, and this is my favorite type of game to play. Like I love, like I was just like, even just hopping back into the Resident Evil DLC, I was just like, man, I love this type of game so much. I love it so much.
Me too.
And I'm just so excited. There's more coming.
I love the atmosphere and the environment of Resident Evil Village. Like, again, I got to rewatch my friend play it, so it really like reminded me of how much I enjoyed it. I think it tied for my game of the year last year. I think. I think it did. I think it was between. For me, it was between that and. For me, it was between like that one and Life is Strange: True Colors. I think it was like close. There was a lot of good games last year. Anywho, we're just gonna wrap up the end of this episode. Not gonna be anything too crazy. Just a couple things about DLC. What is DLC? What makes good downloadable extra content? What's worth it to you? What would you pay for some? What's not worth it? What do you want? You know? But let's just track it back a little bit. And I'm reading this article from LifeWire. So the inside scoop on downloadable content. What is DLC? Downloadable content, or DLC, or what gamers call extra content.
Yeah, that's what the gamers call it.
Yeah, that's kind of
making
weird
it too
thing to
fancy
say.
when you call it DLC.
Yeah. So DLC is sold, if you're unfamiliar, it's sold exclusively by a games publisher in digital format, tends to be tied to the individual customer's console or account, can't be resold or traded like physical game disc or anything like that. Similar concept to DLC is dislodged content. I didn't know that makes dislodged content. Oh, makes sense. But some examples would be like new features, new characters, new story beats, items that help you progress in the game, things like that. Loot crates, season passes that grant you early access to DLC, things like that. But this was interesting that I saw in this article. So some quick history. So the concept of digital game distribution dates back to the 1980s, Atari. So something that's interesting is it says that the game Total Annihilation is credited for normalizing DLC or downloadable content in 1997 when its developers started releasing new content every month back in 1997. So I didn't realize it started around then. Did you play any Annihilation, Jerica?
No.
Did not either. That's before me. A few years later, Sega, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo began supporting DLC for their consoles and handheld systems. So franchises like Guitar Hero, Just Dance have relied heavily on DLC to keep their players engaged by like pushing new like song sets and things like that. But I think it's very interesting when you think about it. So like these game developers and publishers like spend like ton of time on a game, release a full game, but then like you can pay, like for example with Resident Evil DLC, $20, right, was how much it was. Yes. I believe. And you get like that additional 3 to 4 hours of content. But with what's interesting, it seems like obviously we haven't finished the Resident Evil Village DLC, but it is like picks up not right where, but like it's an additional extension to the story, it seems like directly. So I think that's pretty cool. It's almost like you're getting like a little like half or quarter of a game almost. So my question to you, Jerica, is think of like your favorite games. Do your favorite games have any DLC? What would you pay to get like more Last of Us DLC? Or would you rather just have it as a brand new game? How do you feel about that?
I think it's sort of, it differs, and it's sort of funny you ask that, and I think, oh, would I get DLC for like The Last of Us? And they did have DLC for the first game. And I don't remember if that cost, if it was extra. I don't remember that.
I'll look it up.
But like now I'm thinking about it, like most recent projects with Naughty Dog, I know it's going to be very specific to like what type of game and the developer and what they're known for. But I'm thinking like Naughty Dog, like I love an extra experience. I will pay for an extra experience easily if it's, 5 to 10 hours long. Like I think that's definitely something that I would consider a good bang for your buck. I think about, I actually like to compare it. It's not DLC, but I think of the Uncharted Lost Legacy with the two ladies, like a side story. And it wasn't like a full $60 game. It was like $39, I believe. But it was its own like standalone experience that was just made sense. It wasn't like a part of the original game, but it was its own standalone thing, and I like that. I didn't see an issue with that. I'm like trying to think back of like, I don't actually download a lot of DLC because once I play a game, I'm pretty much like one and done. I don't need any more of it.
Yeah.
The last game that I've actually downloaded DLC for, without considering Resident Evil Village, is definitely Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It has so much you could download for it. Like literally, I have like 3 different expansions that I've bought, but I have never played, which is sad. I just remember getting them when they're like on sale. And I'm like, one day I'll get back to this. And that might be the situation where it might be too much. Maybe they put out too much, but it's an option, which is nice because you don't have to. You got your whole game here. These are just experiences that are, I would say, definitely worth the money when it comes to Assassin's Creed. I feel like all their expansions have been worth it. But like, it's a rare occasion where I'm like, like if, for instance, if Horizon had DLC, I don't think I would jump back on it. Like Forbidden West, if they had something else to add to it, because I know the original Horizon had DLC, the Frozen Wilds. Yeah. And I hopped back in there, and even for that one, I never finished it. Like,
was it paid?
I believe so. I think it was like $20 or something. Oh, I just remembered what I did like, and I did spend the money, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Was not Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tsushima.
That's what I was going to mention. Yeah, that one was pretty expensive, wasn't it? I think so.
I don't remember it. I don't remember being.
Let's see.
I don't remember making a stink about it because I think it was fine too. I think it might have had something to do with the PS5 upgrade, maybe. See, we get into that territory too, where like you're paying to upgrade your game now, and then you get the DLC as well. There's like combo package options, like
yeah.
I don't remember with that.
I can't find anything immediately online. If you guys in the chat have any, if you guys know, but I do remember you really loved that. A couple comments from the chat, and Jericho, you'll probably have a comment on this too, is Party in Matt Show said, I remember Mass Effect 3 had a fun multiplayer.
Okay. Listen. Yeah, it did. It actually did. And then I will say this. I went back and played every bit of Mass Effect expansions because every game had something extra. I totally forgot about that. Not only does Mass Effect have one of the greatest stories of all time, the trilogy, we're talking about the trilogy, the best dialogue options, the best story missions, the best cohesive experience, along with 3 games. There's actually expansions for each of the games, and they also just banger after banger. I remember there's an expansion for Mass Effect 2, and it's just such a, without it, you don't have as much context. So like it's almost necessary that you play the DLC for Mass Effect, which is really cool. They put a big focus on tying that into the story.
That's awesome. Do you remember if that was included or if it was extra?
If we're talking like the old Wild Wild West of Mass Effect days, it was definitely separate. But the Legendary Edition that you can buy that's been upgraded, the remaster, includes them all.
Yeah.
For one low price of free if you have Game Pass.
I downloaded it, and that is still on the docket.
$15, but
yeah, that's true. But totally worth it. The best thing I've ever gotten out of my PC was PC Game Pass. It is phenomenal.
Shadow Broker DLC is so much fun. That was a good one. The Leviathan. I could go on.
A couple other. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
I forgot about Mass Effect DLC. So
I feel like it's such a big thing.
It don't happen as much. I feel like games don't happen as much.
No, and I don't normally participate because a really good point you made earlier is there is so many games out there, and I want to play so many different games that it takes a lot to bring me back to a game that I've already completed, because it almost checks a box in my brain if it's not something that has multiplayer or a sim type game. I'm almost checked the box already and I'm moving on to something else. But I think like you were saying, if it's one of your favorite games of all time, if you gave me, this game is old, but if you gave me Titanfall 2 DLC, absolutely. I'm there, even this far along. So that's something that I think if a game was really important to me, I would definitely do that. Or if it was intriguing enough where I'm ooh,
if BioWare came out yesterday, I'm going to make a funny joke and said, oh, hey, we're adding that DLC that you thought we were going to add to Mass Effect Andromeda where we find the Quarians. I'd stop what I'm doing right now. I'd cancel the stream. It might be a temptation not to be at work tomorrow. That's how much I would drop it. That is serious business. If there's a game that you loved, and love to get back into, Last of Us is one of those for me. It's just, you got really, I think that's the thing. You have to really love the game because it's usually more of the same thing you've enjoyed.
Yeah. But that's a good question. So there's different types of DLC. I feel like most of the ones we've talked about are to extend the story or, a companion, additional stuff. I think where we get into the issue where people get a little bit mad is if they, and I don't think this ever happens. It might have been an issue initially, but just I just want to pay for the one experience and I hope it's 100% thing. I don't want to have to buy more stuff to be 100% here. But yeah. Yeah, a couple of comments again from Party Invite Show. Thank you for being so engaged. I appreciate it. Said, let's see. So they when they started coming out with free DLC, it was frustrating that I would have paid to have the base game polished. So I guess that's I could understand that side as well.
Yeah.
But let's see. A couple comments we had from our listeners, and thank you guys if you responded on Twitter. Let me read this one from Aaron and Tommy, which is at Super Pod Saga. So I asked on Twitter, I said, question of the week, what do you think makes good DLC for a game and what makes paid DLC worth it to you? Because I feel like that is a personal thing. Some people will be like, I don't want to pay anything extra. I'm done. But they said extra missions or content. So I couldn't care less about special costumes or cosmetics. Just give me more meat for the game. And they did a little knife emoji. But this is another question I have for you, Jerica, because Destiny, one of your favorite games, you play it a lot, Destiny 2. The new seasons or the new things that come out, are those technically DLC that you're paying for?
Yeah,
or is it
they are.
Yeah, because it's
whenever I pre-order,
that's a weird one.
It is, and usually, if you're gonna be a big Destiny fan, it's best just to buy the special edition new expansion that includes every season already, so I don't have to pay for the new season or whatever.
Expansion / DLC, kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, and what am I? It's almost like the Battle Pass. No, I'm saying it's Battle Pass that you could purchase. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But there's it's not, I don't look at it as an expansion. It's like a new game
which is so cool.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of the same stuff. So I guess technically it is an expansion, but it feels like a new game every year. So it's, definitely, every bang for I get the bangs for my bucks.
The bangs for the bucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool because I was curious because I know that.
Now, this time, if they don't update Tower NPC dialogue, I might change my mind. Okay. if Ava Levante is talking about Carlos and Maria this time next year, I'm going to be pissed. Okay? She's talking about someone, they're dead, I think. She's like, oh, Carlos, Maria, oh, your arm's getting stronger. I'm just so sick of hearing that over and over. She's creepy.
Last thing, friend of the show, Pierce, said, I like when DLC focuses on an interesting side character and ties back into the main narrative of the previous game. That's a really good point. I don't know if he had a specific example, but he did also say, or DLC that fleshes out the backstory of a character like Ellie in The Last of Us Left Behind. Because, like, I didn't play that. I guess I didn't realize how much it gave to her character. But yeah, I didn't know anything about, like, her backstory or anything because I never played that. And so I just heard about it. But yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to kind of talk about that since it was fresh on the brain with Resident Evil.
Yeah, I think
but it sounds like
their $20 little add-on with the Rose story mission deal, and I feel like there's more there. I bought more. Like, it's $20, but you get a lot more stuff. Like, you get Ethan Winters, the third person option now. Third person view, and there's some other updates in there, but all I cared about was the Rose story. I was like, that's all I want to play.
Yeah, because it that thing ends on a cliffhanger. If you haven't played, I'm definitely ready to see more, and there definitely will be more. So I'm gonna play it as well. I totally forgot to mention that Jerica kind of mentioned it earlier, but basically I was frustrated because when I finish a game, I delete it from my on my PlayStation because I don't have a ton of storage.
Yeah.
So I deleted Resident Evil Village, and so I was hoping I could just go in and buy the expansion, which, I mean, it is an expansion. It is downloadable content to the game itself, so it makes sense. But I don't know. I was just like, dang, it would be nice if I could just download this little section.
I know, because that's what I was thinking too. Like, I was like, ugh.
Something that does that is, I know that Call of Duty actually does that. I know,
just to download or finish Vanguard, I had to download so many things. I feel like I was like, I don't know what. I'm doing.
You didn't talk about that. We forgot.
Oh yeah, we'll get to it next week. Well, I wanted to talk about Call of Duty again next week, anyways, because the new one and everything. So
yeah, which I'm very torn on that, Jerica. I'm trying to decide if I want to play it now or just wait till.
Let's talk about it next week. We'll see what happens, because I'm torn too, because I sort of want to get started, but I want to wait till God of War. So.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon.
Next week.
Yeah. It's going to be a big week for games.
We might actually just wait to... We'll see. We'll see what's going on this time next week for the next episode. But
okay, cool.
Definitely I want to do a God of War first impressions right after it comes out. So that's all I'm doing that day. That's all I'm doing. I'm spoiler free, Kayla. I know nothing.
That's great, because there's spoilers out there.
I know nothing about this game. All I've seen is the first trailer they showed for it, and that's all I've seen. I know nothing else. I have not seen anything. I think I blocked all the words on Twitter. So hopefully if Elon Musk hasn't messed that up too for Twitter, hopefully I won't be spoiled. That's so God of War. I am so ready for Ragnarok. Let's go. I cannot believe it's next week.
I'm excited to hear your thoughts. I did not finish the first game.
That's okay.
It's just not. It's. I don't think it's for me. I don't know, but I'm just like I have FOMO though.
Oh, you're gonna have it big time with this. Big time.
Should I just finish watching the story or re-download it, or I don't know, because Hunter's definitely gonna play it. Hunter's a really big fan, so I'm definitely gonna we're gonna have it.
It ends very in a cool way that makes you excited for whatever's happening next. That's for sure. So you want to see how it ends before you watch Hunter play.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, well, I think that's it for us. We talked about a lot today. We talked about games Jerica's finished. We talked about some new games for me. We talked about Kojima and his shenanigans, as always.
I didn't mean to interrupt. There's apparently a funny... I didn't even watch that thing that came out today, party invite show, because I thought it was more God of War. I didn't want to watch it.
Oh, so I saw that.
Apparently it's a funny thing. It's worth watching. Nothing to do with the story. Okay, I'll watch it. I'm even avoiding...
Isn't it Steve Carell, I think?
I have no idea. I avoided that too. I was like, nope, don't want to see it.
I started God of War, but I don't know what was going on in my life at the time, but I did not finish it. I think I made it about halfway.
I actually did not start it until 2 months later, because we moved. We actually moved into our house on I think it came out on 4/20, funny enough. I feel like it came out on April 20th, and that's the day we got in our house. And I couldn't play for a few months. I had the setup. We were moving, which was a big bummer.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, definitely. Well, hey, you never know. You'll see. I might be in there giving you a first impression next week. I don't know. We'll see. I am gonna be out of town for a few days, but we'll make it work regardless. So, but yeah, thank you guys for joining. We appreciate it if you watched us live. Thank you so much. Party Invite Show, first time in the chat. Thank you for joining and engaging. Appreciate it. You guys can also engage with us if you follow us on Twitch and talk in real time to us in our episodes, or if you're watching after the fact. We still appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll be back next week for God of War. God of War. Carlos and Maria. They're dead, but Ava still talks about them in the tower. Why?